about it, man. Let's swing it. We talked about it, man. Let's swing it. But you don't hear me. So what you're telling me is the music industry. Let's swing it. Time, and you know what we're talking about, the music industry solutions and ideals from a lot of music industry practitioners. And today we have an institution that controls the collective management organization royalties for the Needletime Rights here in South Africa, South African Music Performance Rights Association. But okay, I've got a guest who got the name Sibongile as a representative of that institution. Before we go to that, though, everyone who listens, everyone who watches, we want you to subscribe and support this channel to make sure that it continues and to show people that we're not bringing this information only to a select few, but something that should be disseminated to the entire province and South African nation. It is a need for the practitioners of the music industry. So the only way we can prove that this is a need is for people to follow, like, comment, and do a lot of sharing for this platform and all of its episodes. But ke usibusiso kamlifu khona namhlanje, and what we're talking about is the royalties, the rights, which are in the Needletime section of the copyrights. Otherwise, we've got Usibongile. Mandamkele lo sisi namhlanje. Siswami kunjani?
Ndiyaphila Sibusiso kunjani?
No, nami ndiyaphila siswami akhondo. Siphantse sabethwa i-load shedding namhlanje a bit earlier on. Yakunika nje i-warnings zento bana, hey, you just watch out for me. I might be coming after you. You know? Yeah, man, but I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful. Sorry?
Did you thank goodness it's given us a break a little bit?
Definitely, man. I'm just grateful you came through and you honored our appointment, because there's a lot of you Josie people, let me just say, who don't consider interviews unless it's with big time players. And so, us a small time game, I appreciate you coming through, man.
It's only a pleasure. It's nice to be here, and I'm looking forward to it.
No doubt. It just shows the type of character that SAMPRA is. With your benefits, we see that, and now with your availability and openness to come through and talk to the public, we see that. We appreciate that, man. Just for someone who doesn't know, give us a brief background of what SAMPRA is and what you guys do.
All right. Firstly, my name is Sibongile Macha. I am a senior consultant, customer services consultant at SAMPRA. And what SAMPRA does is we collect Needletime or neighboring rights on behalf of performing artists as well as record labels for the music that has been commercially released.
Nice, short and simple. What other type of rights are there, so that we could let people know what we're talking about when we're talking Needletime rights, so that we could differentiate from others that exist?
Well, there's audio rights which are administered by RISA. And with RISA, what they do is when the song is released, the artist will go to RISA and obtain a code that is called the ISRC code. This is to identify the song or the album when it has been played either locally or internationally. And then there's the performing rights, which is administered by SAMRO on behalf of composers, on behalf of authors, and on behalf of publishers as well. And then there's Capasso, which administers what to call this right?
Mechanical.
The mechanical rights. Sorry,
Yes.
just the word
Yes.
just flew by. They
Yeah.
administered the mechanical rights for the reproduction of the music. So
Nice. Nice.
with SAMPRA, now we administer the Needletime rights, and when you put all these rights together, not one right will overlap the other right, so they all exist independently.
Nice, nice. Now, I understand that Sampra isn't like these older companies that you're mentioning because most of them existed pre democracy. And so, when was Sampra established and which form of company is it?
Well, SAMPRA has been accredited to administer the public playing rights as a collecting society, established in terms of the Copyright Act in 1978, which represents the record companies and performers, and acting on their behalf in the collection and distribution of royalties. Um, Arising from the public playing rights.
Cool. Cool. So, when was the organization established and is it an NPO like the
It
others
is
or?
it is an NPC,
Okay.
and it is a non-profit organization which was established in 2013, when we started collecting and paying out the Needletime rights to the music, to the artists.
Nice, nice. What prompted you guys to establish the company? Because 2013 seems to be just like yesterday. So there must have been a way these were collected before, or was there no collection of any kind for these type of rights before? What was the need for you guys to feel like we need to establish Sampra to represent the artist on the Needle Time section, right?
Well, it is new in South Africa, but it has been the Needletime rights has been in existence in other countries for a very long time, and the reason it was established and Needletime was introduced in South Africa was because already, like you were saying, there's companies like organizations like SAMRO, right, who have been in existence for a very long time, but now SAMRO only focuses rather
Mhm.
on authors, on music writers, um, as well as publishers, right? And
True.
composers. So it's composers, it's authors, and publishers. But now, when Needletime was established, there was a consideration of what about those artists who have contributed in the recording of the album, who are not compensated for their contribution in any way. And we're talking about backing vocalists, people who have been playing instruments
Mm, mm.
in the sound recording, people who are produced, who have produced the tracks. So that was what was considered when Needletime was launched in South Africa and around
Nice.
the world.
You mentioned an interesting part about the artist who contribute on a song as well, but they didn't write, they didn't compose. So this puts me in a position to try to figure out if the way established with 2013 inoba before bebesenza njani, but I'm not gonna go into that now. I want to find out, Nina, if you are established in 2013, how far back do you go to represent the artist?
Okay, as much as the SAMPRA and Needletime royalties and the collection of is quite new and relative. We go as far back as 2013 actually. We have been collecting data for a long time, since 2008, um, of the music that has been playing. So what happens is, when the song gets played on radio, right? We do go as far back as 2013. Actually, we're done with the 2013. We've paid 2014 and up until now, up until 2021.
Mm,
So as long as the music gets played, we do go as far back as 2014.
nice. So any artist who performed on a song but didn't write one, but died before 2013 is out of the picture.
No, no, not necessarily. Okay, so what happens is, you have a composer, right? We gotta say
Mm-hmm.
Usiso is a composer of a song, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the song is called Bang. And so Usbo comes in and records that song, because Mhlambe Usbu cannot sing. So Usbo comes in, records the song, is the feature performer. But then in an event where um, one of the artists passes on, right, we still collect the royalties, whether it's performing rights or Needletime royalties, for 50 years after the death of that particular artist, right?
Nice.
So in a case where that artist has passed on, we do reach out to the families, to the beneficiaries of the artist, to come forward, to register themselves and list themselves as beneficiaries, so that we can still pay out the royalties that were collected for that particular artist, until the life of the copyright, the end
Nice.
of the copyright.
Nice, nice. Now we understand that this is domestic when we talk SAMPRA. Which other territories or country that you do reach out to? Yes, overseas, which territories do you cover?
We've got affiliations with a lot of organ territories. We've got the Netherlands, we've got Japan, we've got Poland, we've got Sina, we've got South Korea. We do have reciprocal agreements with all these societies. So what happens is, when our because of this agreement that we have with those societies, right? Then when our artists' music is played in their countries where we have the agreement, then they will pay us some sampra, that those royalties, which we then distribute to our artists, which works exactly the same as when our artists' music is played, their artist rather is played in South Africa, then we pay to those countries where we are affiliated with.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that's very much clear, and it's nice to know that there are agreements in place. Is that the law prohibiting you guys establishing your offices in these countries, or that's just you not having enough resources for you to stage yourselves in these countries?
Well, it's not the law, but it is the right thing to do. Where obviously we cannot have offices, you know, in all these countries. You're
Hmm.
right. Rather, because these societies, these CMOs as well, are collecting Needletime royalties. That's how we came to an agreement of us assisting each other as members of SCARP to collect royalties, because we cannot know all the radio stations where our music is being played. So yeah,
Nice. What is SAR?
SCARP.
Oh, Saga.
SCOP SAMPRA is a member of SCOP, which is a body of collecting societies, and all these CMOs belong to SCOP, which is based in Belgium. So SAMPRA is also a member of SCOP.
Or so it's SCARP, or can you spell it for me?
It's SCARP.
Nice, nice. No, I've got
Like,
some work to do,
okay,
and
in Afrikaans you would say "skap" as in ibhokwe.
that's what I'm thinking. But I don't want to voice it out because I feel like I've got some research to do now and understand what is that.
It is
And
skap.
I don't want to sound like a goat, you know.
No, it's pronounced as "skap" as in igoti, ibhokwe, but it's actually "skap."
SCARP.
SCARP. Yes.
Nice, nice. Now I will do some research on that and understand what it is. Now we did talk about overseas offices. Are there any other offices here domestically, or you still taking your time trying to understand the scene better, or you start piloting offices in other provinces?
Okay, when you say offices, it's not offices for SAMPRA. It is
Okay,
it's agents, it's collecting, it's other collecting societies. So it's not offices that are solely for SAMPRA, it's just collecting societies. And in South Africa, no, we don't have any other offices other than our main office in Johannesburg, Braamfontein. That's the one. Um, Maybe in the future, something that we will be considering. But with the COVID and the sorts and the pandemic, so it's something that we'll definitely look into.
no,
We will
no, you
have other offices, across the country where our members, can go in and sit down with a consultant and consult.
definitely, definitely. Ndibuza nje is because here in the
Mhm.
Eastern Cape, once upon a time, uSamro wake waza waseta up.
Miriam
What?
Makeba, right?
Uh,
Miriam Makeba.
yes, yes. They set up a satellite office there, and I was wondering what happened to that. Was it a matter of not many people coming in, so they felt like they are paying the staff for little work, or what was the issue? Not sure if you have answers for that, since you're talking about societies implementing offices or distributing offices all over. Do you have
Mm.
answers for that?
I do know that there were offices for Samro across the country.
Hmm.
But what happened to them, I will not be able to give an answer to that. Unfortunately,
Nice.
it's something that you have to direct towards Samro directly. They'll be able to give you, um, yeah,
Yeah,
they.
yeah. No, that was just a long shot, man. That was me trying to see if I can get away with it. Otherwise, I'm very much away.
Yeah.
Uh, so
Mm,
let's talk about your members then, because
mm,
uzibekile zohluka kakuhle into yobana kuSAMRO, it's these members who are composers, authors, and publishers. Wazibeka zohluka
right,
kakuhle nakukhapaso. Uh,
right.
Tell me more about your members. What are your members benefiting directly from SAMPRA that they don't get from these others, or even if they do get them, but what are the benefits for the members of SAMPRA?
Ooh, I love the question. um, with Isampra, one, we don't have a lot of distributions, unlike our competitor, organization, where they distribute 3, 4, 5 times a year, right?
Mhm.
So we don't have that. We have two major distributions. which happen in August of each year, as well as December, right? So those are the two major distributions that we have. However, we have works that were not distributed for whatever reason, were not distributed in the main distributions, right? So what happens is, if we see ukuthi uSibusiso ingoma yakhe was played on whatever radio station, and he has not been paid for reasons like mhlambi akaka notify with SAMPRA, we contact Usbu and say, dude, you need to notify your songs. Oganye, is this song notified correctly? If that's the case, then we do the distributions, right? Which can
Nice.
be twice a month, 3 times a month, but maybe twice a month, right? So, as much as we have those two major distributions, it does not mean that because Umculo Wako has played, you're gonna have to wait for December for us to pay you. So as
Mm,
long as
mm,
cinema yako, we're gonna pay you. Now, also, like, guys, can you check ba? That's what we do.
mm,
That's one thing. Secondly, we have these fabulous benefits, right?
mm,
We
mm.
have funeral benefits, right? Where if the main member of Isampra has passed on, then we are able to contribute towards the funeral of that
Nice.
particular member, right? Not only limited to the main member, but if the main member is alive and maybe the spouse or the children passes on, right? Biological kids or legal spouse, then we are able to contribute financially towards the funeral, right?
Yeah,
Which
Vagama.
which
Nice. Nice.
which
Now
is
it's nice to know we are covered,
which is really nice, which is a really nice benefit,
Mm,
to have, because Guti, as long as you are one, you have to be a member of SAMPRA, and
mhm,
secondly, we must have paid you royalties, right? Um, before your claim. So
mm, mm.
those are the conditions
Nice.
of you qualifying for these benefits. Secondly, we have music production. We have a department, right, which is called the SAMPRA Development Fund Department, which was
Mm,
launched in 2021, where if you are, sorry, it was launched in 2020. So Nakona, you have to be a SAMPRA member to qualify for these benefits, right? On some of the benefits. So we offer funding like music production. If you
mm,
want to go to the studio, then you can apply. If you are proven, then you can go to the studio, record your music, release it, let us know. Yes. And then we've got travel and catching. I know. Traveling, if you want to travel, for performance for performances, either locally or
mm.
internationally, we are able to fund that, right?
Cool.
We've got an education funding. So if you want to study in music related courses, right now we have partnered with the Academy of Sound and Engineering, which is
Yes.
based in Joburg. So we have partnered with them for the moment, right? Then you can apply. Once you apply with them and they accept you, you come to SAMPRA and then we'll find your education. So we've got other ones like live performances and sponsorships. With sponsorships and live performances, it does not necessarily mean Uti, you need to be a SAMPRA member,
Mm,
right? As long as your event that you're planning is around music, it's a music festival, then we are able to fund those projects.
we're coming as Let's Ringer. We're gonna go for that one. No, man, these are very much what attracted me to Sampra. You know, the
Okay.
benefits. Ever since you rebranded, you've done a lot of great stuff. Your logo is great, by
Okay.
the way.
Thank
Um,
you.
the
Thank you.
app is great, by the way. Quick response, quick communication, quick support. You know, there's a lot of
Thank
great stuff that you guys have innovated, especially since the COVID time. So what I wanted to apply for was the ASE collaboration deal, which was for an educational package for music publishing per se. And what derailed me from that application was the 3-year term and the amount you must have collected for you to qualify for that
Right.
as distribution. So what inspired that term, and how long does it take for you to qualify for that amount, and if that amount is distributed to you before that term, are you able to then leave out the term and focus on the fact that the person has been compensated for this much amount and they
So
qualify?
when you say term, how what do you, is this the term that you qualify for, or
Yes, I think it was you must have been a member for 3, but there was something about 3 years in that Sampra fund.
it's actually to to qualify for some of these products, right? You need to be an active member of SAMPRA, right?
Cool.
And you need to have earned a minimum of 3,000 Rand in royalties. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
it does not necessarily mean that 2010, you know, you were collecting your 200 to 100 up until it makes 3,000 Rand. You can still make, if you make that 3,000 Rand in one distribution, automatically you will qualify
Nice.
for
Nice.
for whichever funding that that's required, that requires that minimum fund, that minimum earning, right?
Mm, mm,
It happens that with other artists of ours, you know, it's like, hey, I'm interested, can I don't qualify, and then we check ukuthi, does Usbu really not qualify? And then if usiyabona ukuthi no man, ama royalties wakhe do amount to that minimum required, do meet that minimum requirement, then we process and then you can submit your application. But
nice. Nice.
3,000 Rand is the minimum that
Mhm.
you can apply, because we need to know ukuthi you are an active member. You know what I
True.
mean?
True.
So that yeah,
True.
and now it's gonna motivate you to make more music, and then you make more
Hmm.
money, and then everyone is happy.
Yay. No doubt. Now let's talk about the innovations you've done. The app, the portal, everything that is digital in this day and age, as important as it is, what motivated you, except for the fact that the world is moving towards that? What were your motives regarding the artists themselves?
Like he's saying, Guti, the world is moving towards, you know, that direction. And what motivated Sampra to do that is to be digitally innovative, and our members, even though we have members all over South Africa, in all provinces, you know, if you have a device that is compatible, why are you gonna take a bus from Queenstown, Uze Joburg to fill out a
Mm,
form? You know what I
mm,
mean?
mm,
So
mm.
we want, even though you can't come to Joburg to be serviced as far as your music and your music concerns, but you should be able to reach us. So, and it should be a matter of you sitting at home watching a movie and just contact Sampra, you
Mm,
know.
mm,
Yeah.
mm.
So
So,
the app is there, which is user friendly, which is very simple.
mhm,
But yeah, in the future, the world is moving towards digital, and so will Sampra.
true, true. Now, means on how to use the app,
Can you say that you
and
were
is there
breaking
still?
for like a second?
Sorry.
Can you ask that question again? There was a
Okay, cool.
transmission.
No problem. I'm trying to find out what means has Sampra done to educate and inform the user of the app and the portal itself on how to fill the forms and on how to connect and the login details and all of that. And if you have not started doing that, is there a rollout plan for such workshops around the country?
You're asking if there are workshops around the country?
uh, are there means to educate people on how to use your innovative digital your digital innovations,
Yeah,
your apps?
yeah,
Mhm.
definitely. Besides the app, right? We've got mobile numbers, where if somebody wants assistance from us and they can't call, but they can actually send WhatsApp messages to us where we can respond, during
Nice.
working hours. So that makes it easier. And if a member has got issues completing the form, it's it's no brainer. We do contact the member and take them through the process of completing the all our forms. Yeah, that's what we do. Secondly, um, because now the lockdown has been lifted, we are able to get to our people, and conduct workshops, as long as we are invited. So if you invite us to to the Eastern Cape, will come. So yeah, but that's what we do. We go around
Mhm.
and conduct these workshops because also they are necessary. You know what I mean? We feel
Mm,
ukuthi
mm,
they are
mm.
necessary way. Mhlambi abanye abantu they want that face to face. They need the information also. So we try
Nice.
by all means to get to everyone whichever way we can. If it's on technology, then we do the workshops where we can consult face to face as well. Yeah.
True, true. In case we forget at the end, can you leave us with the few numbers that you do have on the WhatsApp support?
Okay. I'll do that.
Nice.
Do you want the numbers now?
Yes, yes, in case we forget at the end.
Okay, so our contact numbers, our cell phone, not cell phone number, our landline number is 011 561 9660, and my work cell phone number is 066 193 0490. And people can also send an email to info@sampra.org.za. If they want to send an email to the Sampra Fund, it is info@samprafund.co.za.
Thank you for the information, man. How do people then who want to invite you to workshop uh, invite you? What do they need to have? Is there any logistics that you need them to provide for, or is there anything that you want from them, or you simply just come off the invitation?
Well, basic information that will require why do you need us there.
Mhm.
to serve what purpose. And obviously, if it's a purpose of education and information sharing, then definitely will be there. If it's SAMPRA related and industry related. So all people, what people need to basically do is to just send us an email with their
Mhm.
proposal, as well as the dates of when they would like to have Sampra over for tea, then welcome.
Nice. There you have it, people. You might have something on the works, and that's the way to do it. And they are very receptive, they are very supportive. And so you just need to write up that proposal and send to the emails. We will redistribute them. We will pop them up on the screen again so that you can have access to them and draft whatever you want, man. The music industry needs to be understood and people need to be informed. While we're at it, Sisbo, let's talk about the difficulties now. I let you brag for a while. I let you do a lot of gloating of what you've done and what you haven't succeeded on, but still a challenge. How's the journey been since 2013 up until now? Have met any resistance in collecting?
Um, Collection, it has been, it was a challenge at first, but I think now we have gotten the hang of it. We've got our licensed music users, like the broadcasters, the restaurants, the pubs, the retailers. So that's where we collect the license fees from,
Mhm.
and then we distribute them to our members. One of the other challenges that we have is, our members don't notify the works. They either they don't know that, of Sampra, or maybe they're just too busy in terms of notifying the works. And I know that a lot of people don't um, like doing administration, so that's one of the challenges. But yeah, hence we have all these works that have not been paid out to the
Mm.
members, because either, like I said earlier, either because we don't have the works notified by the members, so we don't distribute the royalties that are due to the members,
Mm.
or they've notified incorrectly. Those are one of the challenges. And one of the other biggest challenge that we had was the SABC issue. you know
Mm.
um
Mm.
but in December last year, we started paying out royalties from the SABC, and for the past 2 years, and we'll distribute again later on in the year. So
Nice.
that
I
was
was gonna
the biggest one.
yes, I was gonna get to that because there was a spectacle, a huge spectacle of it,
Right.
the dispute itself. And so I was trying to find out, that's a state owned organization. Have you met any resistance, or is there a challenge in collecting from those mini bars, taverns, ekasi, just restaurants here and there, bomachisanyama apha naphaya? Are there any, how can I put it, measures to force those people to be licensed users of the music?
Yeah, there has been a lot of resistance there, because mainly, these businesses and establishments are not sometimes aware of these collecting societies and
Mhm.
their responsibilities towards the music owners, the
Mm.
performing artists. So they don't understand Uti how I'm not, I'm just playing one or two songs, not realizing Uti they're using that music to bring
Yes.
in more customers, you know.
Mm,
So that's
mm,
that's one of the biggest challenges that we have. However, our licensing department, some members, they do let us know that, yeah, my music was played by Bang Entertainment, Ekasi, Hana Hana Hana. So our licensing department has got that mandate to investigate and to contact all those establishments so that they can start we can start collecting license fees from
mm.
them. And in cases where there's a refusal of these establishments not paying out royalties or license fees to SAMPRA, then we take the legal route.
Nice. Uh, Now, what is our duty as practitioners? Say, Bang Entertainment is an administrator representing these artists. Are we then to notify you and we leave it at that? Or we have also something we can present to these players and these music users?
Um, with there's a lot that we can discuss about that, but
Okay.
an events coordinator or events company,
Mm,
it is their responsibility, right, to
okay.
find out about all the licenses that they need to have in order for them to carry out a particular event, and that does include SAMPRA as well, to
Mm,
collect.
mm,
And as a musician, as a performing artist, if these establishments are not aware, then they can contact SAMPRA. Then we will reach out to those establishments to force them to pay license fees to SAMPRA.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because truly, our local event organizers are very much disorganized. Even themselves don't know about these licensing duties and responsibilities that they owe to the artist. So there are no forms that we could present to them pre them booking artists and stuff.
Look, what needs to happen, the right way of doing things, if things were working the way they should, right? Um,
Mhm.
as an event organizer, or yeah, you are an event organizer and
Mhm.
you are a music user, before you carry out your duties, right, towards your event, you need to sort out the license fee first before you carry out your event. That's if things were working fine in a normal world, right?
Mm, mm,
And yeah, that's what needs to happen. They need to contact SAMPRA. But also, when we do have these workshops, right, we do inform the public. We see this is where we collect your royalties. We
mhm.
collect the royalties from the music users. Also, the information is available on our social media. Every now and then we do let the information out, on what needs to be done by the music users.
Nice. Now, let's talk about the ideal world. If all was functioning as it should,
As it should.
what role would Sampra then would like to advance on? Because we understand now you are logged in the role of needle time, and we see a lot of discrepancies in other royalties as well. What would you rather be handling on top of these that you already do have?
On top of Needletime Rights collection.
Yes.
Well, for the next couple of years, more years to come, we're still gonna be a needletime rights collecting society, right? But also our vision is to be one of the leading um collecting societies in the world. That's our mission, you know what I
Mm,
mean?
mm, mm.
And if we can reach all our music users, from the time they start writing to the time they go to the studio and recording and releasing their music to be commercially playlisted, we would have less of the undocumented works, because we would pay out to everyone. Everyone that needs to be paid will receive their royalties in time instead of wait.
So if I'm getting you right, you wish there were systems in place to document when artists write, systems in place to document when artists record, and then when distribution starts occurring, you are aware of that because that's where you already collect currently. Is that correct?
Yeah, correct. But
Good.
as far as the collection also is concerned, is when the when our musician goes to the studio, right, and the song has already been decided on, we would like, and we always encourage Uti, the artist, take care of your administration first. That's the first and foremost before you do
Mm,
anything else. You know what I mean? It makes our lives easier, and it definitely makes your life because easier, because once you take care of that administration, then everything, you are able to focus on other pressing matters like promoting your music. So yes, in the future, have more systems that will automatically link when you release your song. It automatically links with us.
mm, mm, mm.
Yeah,
No
things will
doubt.
things will be happening. It's technology. We are definitely improving on our technology, and yeah, we want to make the life of our performance easier. So
Nice.
collection and recording that information in real time, then
Mm.
yeah, that's our vision.
Talking about your clients, the performers. Now performers go live on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. Is there a way you guys are ensuring collections on that end?
Well, that's where Capasso is it
Okay.
comes in, because
So
yeah,
you guys
with the
collect
live
when the
streaming.
record is played, not when the artist performs.
Right. Capasso is with live streaming. That's where Capasso comes in, as well as live performances. Then some role comes in as well. Yeah.
Nice, nice. So I'm trying to get this correctly. This is a live stream, right?
Mhm.
And that's where you say Capasso comes in. And if I were to perform live on the stream, you say that's where Samro comes in, correct?
Samra and Capasso will come in,
Oh,
because
so
remember, with downloads,
mhm,
that's what Capasso administers, and
okay,
live performances as well. It's performing rights with Samra.
nice. So if a song a master plays during a live stream, that's also Capasso or that's your end?
That would be Capasso.
Okay, cool, cool. I think next time I'm calling on you, I will need to have different scenarios at play so that my viewer and I could understand better which ones are needle time rights, which ones are mechanicals, and which ones are performance rights.
Performing.
Because all of these seem to be tricky when distribution comes in play. People don't know. which one to focus on, because this all boils down to strategy, you know. When I, as an artist, don't want to be seen performing my music, but I write, I have to know which end I should focus more on. When I, as an artist, are not even talented enough to have a voice to perform, I should know that I'm leaning towards a certain end. And so when these different scenarios are at play and publicly made, uh, I think artists will then focus on their strong ability, I believe, and their
Mm.
confidence will start to bloom. I thank you for coming in, Sibomana. Ndiyabulela kakhulu. The info has been just amazing. And I'm sure if it wasn't for time, we would have gotten into some more complex and some more informative stuff, because these are the issues that I think the startup music practitioner and even the mature and most experienced artists don't know about, and they should know about, because these are the type of things that when they get into contracts with labels and publishers and whatnot, they get overwhelmed by or get tricked on and exploited on. And so if they knew beforehand, maybe they would have been wiser in the negotiations. So are there any last advice that you want to throw their way before they get into the next deal, into the next agreement?
What I would advise, Sbu, is an upcoming artist, right? Not necessarily an upcoming artist, but if you are a musician, whether you are a composer, whether you are an author, whether you are a performing artist, you need to do your research, and also you need to take yourself seriously and think of yourself as a brand, and think of yourself as a business. And yes, we have all these organizations, right, who administer all these different rights, which sometimes would seem to interlink. But do your research, call the organizations, and organize the workshops. Let these organizations all come together, so that we can all speak our languages. Some Samro can speak on their language, and Sampra
Mm,
and Kapaso, and you know and in the same room, so that the musician can understand what is at play. And also, when you start going into this whole music industry, it can be very confusing, and like
mm,
you said,
mm.
it can be overwhelming. If you get a contract, right, that you don't understand, before you sign it, don't sign because of desperation. Take it to someone who will be able to interpret that contract of yours. Take care of your administration. Before you release your music, commercially, go take care of your administration. Do your administration, then you are able to focus on other aspects of your project, like marketing and PR, and all these other factors that are involved. Yeah,
The
take yourself
flesh stuff.
seriously. The fleshy stuff. But yeah, before anything, read, research, call, go to social media. Sampra is on social media, on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, you know, WhatsApp, call, email. We are everywhere. So yes.
Yeah, man. Before I let you go, please share those links, share those numbers, share those contact details, so that people right after this or tomorrow, you're still gonna sleep tonight. So right tomorrow, tomorrow they should link up with you. Let them know where they can get a hold of Sampra.
Like I was saying earlier, our contact number is 011 561 9660, and our cell phone number is one of our cell phone numbers is 066 193 0490, and our email address is info@sampra.org.za, and on Instagram, you will find us on RSA_Sampra, and on Facebook, it's official Sampra, and on Twitter as well, it's @Sampra.
No doubt. Sibonge Nkosi kakhulu sisi wami Ngovela and
Nkosi
giving us the
kakhulu
time and the
bhuti.
information.
Nkosi
Thank you.
kakhulu bhuti. We're looking forward to having more of these conversations with you guys.
Definitely, definitely. We will do so. Yeah, man.
Siyabulela.
Thank you, Siswam. You heard it. We understand ngoku, and I'm hoping that you will do the right thing. Indaba ye-administration is most important. Indaba yokuba wena uzikhusele into yobana ii-rights zakho uzi-owne ngokwakho before you hand them over to someone else. Ube uzazi into yobana umnika ntoni and what percentages are involved. Indaba zezi-splits and all of that, we will talk about them in the future as well. We did have an intro ngelaa xesha sithetha noSakhele, and just last week we were talking with uSiabelo. We were talking about the record label and the dealings between the artists, and now we have brought you indaba ze-copyrights. We will be doing this each and every Wednesday, 7 p.m. up until 8 p.m. Wednesdays, that's it. YouTube, that's the only channel and place you find us at. We hope that you will engage more on these, because if I am the one asking the questions, these are limited to who I know and what I experience, and who I know experiences, if that's the correct English. And there's nobody begging ngendlela right now. But I'm hoping that you will expand the dialogue and you will get these questions flowing, so that nabantu esibabizayo babe relevant kuwe. I'm hoping you will also drop us a hint into yobana ngubani orhalela into yobana azi, so that you can learn from and you can understand the industry better from. Otherwise, you can hit us up on sbu@bangworks.co.za, sbu@bangworks.co.za, and you can check me out Facebook as Sibusiso Mulifi. Hit me up on inbox, okanye usijonge phaa Facebook page yethu, Bang Entertainment. By the way, Bang Entertainment does the administration, does everything you would like us to do regarding your ownership of umsebenzi wakho, when you are a composer, when you are a performer, when you are an author. Otherwise, record labels, we do deal with those. But this is not a promo for that. This was us, Sbusiso Kamlifi. Let's Ringa. We are signing out. See you next week. Talk about it, man. Let's ring